Whispers from the earth. The earth holds secrets, ancient, terrible secrets, buried beneath layers of time and forgotten by the world above. But sometimes the earth whispers. Strange lights dance in the darkness, beckoning the curious and the foolish closer. These are the stories of those who dared to listen. Stories of ancient burial sites where the veil between life and death wears thin, and the restless dead stir in their sleep. The Barrows Glow. The old burial mound stood silhouetted against the moonlit sky, a hulking shadow whispering of forgotten rites and sacrifices. Locals told tales of a spectral hound, guarding the mound with glowing red eyes. They spoke of whispers on the wind and a cold that seeped into your bones. One night, a group of teenagers, emboldened by alcohol and bravado, decided to test the legends. They approached the mound, their laughter echoing in the stillness. A sudden chill settled over them, and the air grew thick with the smell of damp earth. Then, a single point of light appeared above the mound, a pale, pulsating orb, casting an unearthly glow upon the terrified faces of the teenagers. They scattered, fleeing back the way they came, the image of the glowing orb seared into their minds. The next day, the whispers started. The teenagers had angered something in the mound, they said, something ancient and hungry, something that was now watching them, waiting for its moment to strike. The Cemetery of Screaming Souls. The old graveyard was a place of shadows and sorrow. Twisted oak trees clawed at the sky, their branches heavy with the weight of ages. The air hung thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying flowers. Locals knew to avoid the cemetery after dark. They spoke of disembodied screams that echoed through the night, and of spectral figures that wandered among the headstones. One night, a young woman named Sarah found herself drawn to the cemetery's rusted gates. Her grandmother, who had passed away a year earlier, was buried there. As Sarah made her way through the overgrown pathways, a sense of dread washed over her. The air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to twist and writhe around her. Then she saw it, a faint flickering light dancing between the trees in the distance. It pulsed with an eerie, otherworldly glow, beckoning her closer. A silent watcher in the woods, deep in the Appalachian Mountains, shrouded in mist and legend, lay an ancient Indian burial ground. Marked only by a circle of weathered stones, it was a place of deep silence, a silence that felt heavy, oppressive. Locals spoke of strange lights that danced among the trees at night, lights that seemed to watch, to follow your every move. They told of whispers on the wind, whispers in a language long forgotten. One evening, a group of hikers stumbled upon the clearing. They had heard the stories, of course, but dismissed them as local superstition. As they approached the circle, the temperature dropped. The air grew still and heavy, and a profound silence descended upon the forest. That's when they saw it. A pulsating blue light hovering silently above the center of the circle. It watched them with an unnerving intelligence, and the hikers felt a primal fear grip their hearts. They backed away slowly, never taking their eyes off the light. And as they fled through the darkening woods, they could feel its gaze upon their backs, cold and unwavering. The Serpent Mound, an ancient earthwork of unknown origin, snaked its way across the Ohio landscape. For centuries, it had been a place of mystery and speculation. Some believed it to be a sacred site, aligned with celestial bodies. Others whispered of darker rituals, of sacrifices made beneath the watchful eyes of the stars. One particularly chilling tale told of strange lights that appeared above the mound during the spring equinox. Lights that shifted and pulsed, forming shapes that defied explanation. One year, a group of archaeologists decided to investigate these claims. Armed with cameras and scientific instruments, they camped near the mound, eagerly anticipating the equinox. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the landscape, the air grew thick with anticipation. And then it began. A single point of light appeared above the serpent's head, soon followed by another and another. They swirled and pulsed, forming patterns that seemed both random and deliberate. The archaeologists watched in awe and terror as the lights danced above the ancient earthwork, their cameras capturing images that would later defy explanation. The night wore on, and the lights above the serpent mound grew in intensity. They pulsed and shifted, taking on an almost serpentine form. The archaeologists watched, their initial excitement giving way to a growing sense of unease. Then, two of the lights detached from the swirling mass above. They moved with a speed and agility that defied the laws of physics, hovering for a moment above the terrified researchers. The lights pulsed, bathing the clearing in an unearthly glow. The archaeologists could feel a presence, ancient and powerful, watching them. Then, as quickly as they had appeared, the lights shot skyward, disappearing into the night. The researchers were left shaken, their scientific certainty shattered by what they had witnessed. They packed up their equipment and fled, leaving the serpent mound to its ancient secrets. Whispers in the night. The stories of the serpent mound spread like wildfire. Some dismissed them as hoaxes, fabricated by attention-seeking researchers. Others whispered of government cover-ups, of attempts to hide the truth about what really happened that night. But for those who had been there, who had seen the lights with their own eyes, there was no doubt something ancient and powerful stirred beneath the earth, something that had been awakened. The whispers continued, passed from town to town, from generation to generation. Whispers of strange lights, of ancient rituals, of a power that slumbered beneath the earth, waiting for the right moment to rise again. And in the shadows, unseen by human eyes, the lights continued to dance. A beacon in the desert. The desolate expanse of the Atacama Desert stretched out before them, a sea of sand and silence beneath a star-strewn sky. They were searching for the lost city of the Inca, a place of legend whispered about in hushed tones by indigenous tribes. Legend told of a city of gold, hidden deep within the desert, protected by ancient spirits and deadly traps. They had dismissed these tales as folklore, but as they ventured deeper into the heart of the desert, a sense of unease settled upon them. The silence was absolute, broken only by the crunch of sand beneath their boots. The air hung heavy, oppressive, as if the very landscape itself was watching their every move. Then on the horizon a light appeared, a single flickering point of light, like a beacon in the darkness. It pulsed with an unnatural glow, beckoning them forward, deeper into the desolate heart of the desert. The City of Whispers. As they drew closer, the light grew in intensity, revealing the outline of a city. But this was no ordinary city. The buildings were crafted from a strange, luminous stone that seemed to absorb the moonlight, giving the entire city an ethereal glow. And as they approached the city gates, they could hear it. A low humming sound, like the whispers of 1,000 voices, echoing through the deserted streets. Their excitement at discovering the lost city warred with a primal fear that gnawed at the edges of their courage. What secrets did this city hold? Who or what had built this place? And what were those whispers that seemed to emanate from the very stones themselves? An ancient connection? From the rolling hills of England to the desolate deserts of Chile, the stories echoed. Stories of ancient burial sites, of mysterious lights, of whispers in the dark. Were these isolated incidents mere tricks of the light and imagination? Or was there something more, some ancient connection that bound these places together? Some force dormant for centuries now stirring in the darkness, its presence heralded by these eerie lights. The earth holds its secrets close, but sometimes, in the dead of night, when the veil between worlds is thin, it offers a glimpse into the darkness that lies beneath. A glimpse that leaves us questioning our place in the grand tapestry of existence, and wondering what other mysteries lay hidden just beyond our understanding. Listen closely. Can you hear the whispers?